I get asked I get asked all the time if I have plans to continue board games. Unfortunately, no. But the reason I'm not continuing is because, first of all, I don't have time. And second, because honestly, I just don't have the time. Time sucks. Nobody likes time.
Exactly.
I can't afford to sacrifice the amount of time it takes to make an entire movie from start to finish. That's too much of an investment for me right now. I'm facing reality. There doesn't exist enough time in the year to keep doing a full 31 review marathon. Yeah, I know. But I typically stick to movies. I'm not much of a TV person, and the simple reason is because I don't have time. Yeah, I mean, these kind of games, it helps to have some practice runs and to, learn the moves first and get used to it. But we don't have that kind of time right now, so we're just jumping into it. Okay, so we're going to stop here because we could keep playing this. Time it's going to take us to beat this game, and we don't even know if we can.
Oh!
Fuck. 540 anyway.
All right,
Shit.
Let's break it.
All right. Well, anyway, that's it. We just ran out of time because I have to be done at 5:40 right now. And what happened was that we ran out of time. I got to go up again. Okay, I am back. Just to give you an idea of the passage of time, it is now 6 in the morning. Exactly, 6 in the morning. And I've only fought the final boss. So something that happened with me that was kind of unusual was that I played a video game, which I don't have that much time to play video games. Yeah, like wrestling, like for me, it was like something where like I don't know, I never had the time to get into it, but I always kind of had, an appeal for it, but I never, just took the time to watch it, I have other things I need to do right now. I don't think I have time to do that.
Cool. You didn't see the new movie, did you?
No, I don't know when I'm gonna get time because there's just too much stuff. I gotta watch like 20 horror movies for Monster Madness. I don't even know how I'm gonna do it. But yeah, I want to see that new one.
Well, he also does like a projectile ground attack. So what I would think would be wait for him to shoot that, jump over the projectile, hit him in the eye, then get on the wall, then dart over.
Yeah, because I don't know if there's enough. I'll try it, but I don't know if there's enough time to get back.
That's just I would have to try it, and that might not work. Yeah,
because the only reason there was time to do that was because I was shooting the sonic boom, and then I'd get up on the wall.
Because you're right by the wall.
I always wanted to have a breakaway prop in a movie, and there wasn't really time to do it, so I didn't really get a chance for this. Forgive me. Usually I do countless takes until I get it all right, but I don't have that kind of time right now. And then Skyward Sword I played when after it came out, but only for a bit. I think I didn't really have enough time to really commit to it.
Good. All right, this should be the last.
You don't have time to think of descriptions when you're playing a game like this.
All right, logs. Kill this fucking dot.
Dot. Just a dot log. Just whatever shape it is, whatever color it is, just call it what.
Oh, I don't know what they really are. Like, what is that red dot thing?
I'll tell you when I have time to think about it.
Okay.
The biggest trick of all is just staying on the damn skateboard.
Well, you're getting high.
You're getting
Your
high.
turn.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't.
Oh!
There's not really enough time to you gotta really get up there.
Yeah, me too. I'm like that too.
So actually, to clarify, I have seen a couple episodes of classic Doctor Who and of new Doctor Who, so I kind of just give myself an idea what that thing is all about, and it's cool. I wish I had more time to watch it. All right, well, we got to Dr. Wily, but to Dr. Wily's castle, we ran out of time. To be honest, we ran out of time.
Yeah, now we've only seen about a quarter of the game, and I can tell that it's progressing, that it keeps getting more and more twisted as it goes on, which is great. And I'm very addicted to it. I feel like if I had the time, I would sit here and play the whole thing.
By the wall.
Yeah, like I don't know. Like now, I don't think there's enough time.
Like it's like in that way, like for me, it's like really bad because I can't afford this time to put into this right now. But it was so good. Like, you know, I really do think it, even though it got, some parts were tedious, some parts were frustrating, but overall it was really fun. But it's the same for me too. It's like Zelda Ocarina of Time took me like a year and a half of my life because I mean I didn't play it consistently. I was, you know, in college. Yeah, I don't even think I finished it till like the next summer or something because I didn't have time, you know. And then after that, it was like, okay, video games are taking more time now. I can't play as many. I have to sort of like pick one, you know?
Shoot him in the fucking head, though.
I'm trying. I don't have time. I don't have time.
God, oh my God.
I gotta load. Jesus. Dude, I got fucked.
By the way, what's up with the Nazca lines? Like the chalk outlines, the dead bodies or whatever. Like, are they just decoration? Like somebody just made a chalk outline on the wall.
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I've been noticing those. I just never had time to say anything about it. I actually probably have one somewhere, but I was too lazy or didn't have the time or didn't know where it was. Yeah. So I had to just do something really fast. So I just got a turd off of Google or something. Yeah. In Super C, I know I used to kind of do sort of what you're doing, where like I'd practice one game for a while. I haven't had any time in like years, but I was planning on doing a Super C video. Oh God, I don't have time to think. Not enough time. Well, this was really fun, but we ran out of time here. Basically, I wish we could have more time to do more scripted stuff and everything, but this is going to be real fun. And with portable systems, I don't really have the time to play it when I'm on the go. I would play it more at home. Yeah, like I said, a huge favor to myself to play just something, because we don't really have time usually to play like these 30-hour games.
Epic long games.
All right, this is my final attempt. We've wasted too much time.
You know, so whenever you're putting your opinions together, do you anticipate this kind of intention now? And when it does happen, what's going through your head? You said this about Ghostbusters, and all of a sudden New York Times is writing about it. I mean, what's going on in your head when that happens?
I mean, like the day it happened, I was taking my daughter to swim class, so it was like that was what I was thinking about. I didn't have time, you know. I wanted to use the boomerang. That's the one that, but I can't. I don't have time to select it. I also have yet to know any way of migrating my physical media collection into a digital collection. I know there exist different ways, but I'm not sure which is the best and something that I'd actually have time to do.
And I've made it to the boss, but that timer doesn't care. Give me a minute. 6 minutes. 6 minutes. I don't think that's enough time.
And what is your favorite game to play currently? Because I know it probably changes.
Oh yeah, I mean, the only thing I play now is what's in the videos. There's just no free time whatsoever on top of any of that. Usually if I get any free time, I'm trying to watch a movie or something.
I don't even have time to think. I don't even have time to look at what's going on.
At a certain point, like, we don't have any more time to do it. Like, so we just maxed ourselves out with every possible minute of spare time we have. We don't have time to do anymore, and we could keep it going if we wanted to do it for more years. We could spend years on this whole thing and bring it all around the world. But at a certain point, it's time to just end it, put it online so everybody can see it out.
All right, so 8 years of nerd, we got through one, so maybe we'll pick up the next.
It was tough squeezing this into my schedule, so sorry for the delay.
You know, I get a lot of messages, a lot of emails, but you know, I can't like read even half of them because, you know, I wouldn't have time to make videos. I get all kinds of things all the time, and you know, I like I said, I can't respond to everything, but I'm always getting asked to do, like, people want me to record a voice or do something, or sometimes just as simple as just asking me permission for something. But then I want to look into it first, and a lot of times I don't have the time. I mean, you never know, because I'm never always satisfied with the nerd episodes. I feel like a lot of times that they're just rushed, or like I don't have enough time to make them good.
And we will get to a lot of these eventually. It's just, you know, it's just like there's just so little time in the year to do board games. When you own a big collection like this, it becomes really overwhelming that you're looking at all these movies and your curiosity never ends, but you know that you're never ever going to realistically have the time to watch everything you own.
And I don't even know if I have the time to get through all this stuff.
We've been trying to find time to do this simple video for months now, and we're gonna see how quickly we can get through the game, but I don't think we're gonna beat it in this session.
It's a long game.
It's just because we don't have enough time.
I need to confess that I'm a movie person, not as much of a TV person. I've never found the time to catch up with all these shows I should have seen.
And I wanted to do the series in 2014. I wanted to continue it there, but there wasn't time.
I don't know any. It's been so long since I've used a PC, and it's hard to get into something different when you don't have the time for it, to learn it. So
throughout 2015, I had no spare time left to search for bad games. Usually I like to try out lots of games, to audition them, to see which ones would make the best episodes. But this year I had no extra time. If any nerd episodes were going to get done at this time, I needed to pick a game, and I needed to start making the episode right away.
It's just this evil monolith that's sitting here, and it's one of those things that you just don't have time to deal with.
But first, a message from our sponsor.
Yode, authentic wood wrist watches, timeless timepieces that stand the test of time. Yode, finely crafted from high quality natural materials, Mother Earth and Father Time, now in one unique stylish package. Use the element which brings life to tell the time.
Whew. Hey, sorry, running a little bit late. I didn't realize what time it was.
Well, if only you had a watch.
Oh, what kind of watch is that?
Yo.
this film is still pretty recent, so I need more time to evaluate it.
You don't have any time for your mind to even think about anything else. I don't even think I knew the reason then, but it was just one of those things where it's like, okay, oh, that's what we got. Okay, all right, shoot it. We got to move on. And we didn't have time. So it's like, fix it in post all the time.
like on the Alien 3, I wasn't even thinking like this might be the first year I might have to not make a Halloween episode. There just isn't time. Yeah, so it's been really hard in 2013 to ever have time to work on the movie.
Like Silver Surfer, everything is orange. Like it just has like this orange, like, you know, hue to everything, and it sucks. And there's like no reason for it, but that was just the way it looked on camera, and I didn't have time to color correct it.
I wouldn't mind reviewing it, but this year we just had to like be more economic and go to movies that I've seen already. Otherwise, we wouldn't have had time to do all this. And when I was doing 2 episodes a month, there wasn't time. I just didn't have enough time to make it as special as I wanted. So it would have been just like a Godzilla movie, but I didn't have time. This has been one of my most often requested movies, so this is very belated, but I think I just needed some time to get myself into the right mindset and view it for what it is. You know, it's bullshit commentaries. It's like there's never time to say everything you want to say. The last one that I did entirely start to finish, that was all me, was Earthbound, which took several months. But yeah, anytime I work on an episode, it's going to take a few months, even if it's simple. But after this, I have no more time now. There's no time in my life to do it the way I used to.
So when I was doing these like 2 videos a month, like I didn't really have much time to pick a game. I had to, you know, just go to my list. And
Plus, these videos were done so quickly that I didn't even have time to do makeup. Mike was a really big fan of all these glitches, and he was actually suggesting I do another video, another glitch video, and I was like, well, that one took so much time, I can't, I'm not doing another one.
What happened to you one time? You had a funny story.
You know what, actually, I think this video is about to end really soon, to tell you the truth.
Okay.
So I don't know if I have time for that, but...
There really wasn't even time to sleep. It was just crazy. Just insane. So we had to cut the scene short. I mean, originally I was going to take the chainsaw and cut his head off. There was going to be lots of blood effects and stuff, but there just wasn't time. And there's no more time left to talk about this video because it's over.
I have never played any of these, so this is one of those things. I've known about these games for so long, and I don't know why the hell I've never played them. I just never had time, never got around to it yet. You know, first thing let's do, turn the fucking time off. I'm sure it has that, or it doesn't. Oh, time limit. No. Nobody wants a fucking time limit.
All right, the top,
oh god,
top right, the top, yeah, the front.
Oh, I don't have time.
Oh man,
shit. Every year I have less time than I did the year before, so it gets harder and harder to make these videos. I have a list of ideas, but again, it's the same problem. There's no time whatsoever. At the start of every year, I make a priority list of all the videos I want to make. Then I estimate how many days I think it will take for me to finish each video. And then I find there's not enough time in the year, so many videos get taken off the list. I don't have any special luxury with time. I have the same type of distractions as any normal human being. I can't predict what's going to take time away. So anyway, so first, the horror script. I'm happy to say that I have a script. It's written. The unfortunate part is that it's going to take a long time before I can even start beginning the production of it. So
things are so different now with me.
Yeah.
I have less and less time every year.
As you mentioned earlier, any artist knows that with art comes criticism. And I want to know, like, how do you deal with criticism? Do you read the comments? Do you care what people say? Like, tell me about that.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I don't have time, honestly, usually. So anyway, the horror film is something I wrote years ago. Come back to it every now. I make it a little bit better, revise it. But even before the pandemic, it was tough to find time to make it.
Tony, Kieran, Justin, and everybody at Screenwave will still be helping me with nerd episodes and reviews next year. I want to make it clear, without their help, I wouldn't have time to do any of this anymore. So give them a big thanks for me.
Two-Faced Conquer says, plan on making another movie anytime soon, James?
I'll plan on it, yes. But when, I don't know, because the web series are the priority right now. So it's whenever there's extra time, and there hasn't been extra time. Yeah. Time was running out, and in total, for both Mad Mad World and Apes, I had only 5 hours to do everything. I wish I had more time. I would have loved to stay here all day, but there was one more spot to fit in.
But the truth is, I was also working a regular full-time job at the time, and it was really hard to be able to do both. I didn't have a lot of spare time, so when I'd come home from work, I'd go straight to work on the nerd episodes.
And one thing that ruined it was that the cape would keep getting stuck in the doors. And, because, you know, when I run, the cape goes into the air and all. I didn't have enough time to get all the way to the closet.
But seriously, my life has changed even though I haven't, because now I have adult responsibilities and very little free time. So that feeling of being bored and trying to fill the time, that is so far in the past now. Ever since I said that, I always felt like, wouldn't it be hilarious to actually see the people at the pub talking about Jekyll? If I had more time, the review would have probably included scenes with live actors spoofing the game. Since then, it's been tough trying to find spare time to get these trailers done.
What do you say, next time, pick up next time?
Yeah, it seems like a good spot to stop.
Because this is a long game.
Yeah, and by the time we get to the next boss, it's probably like a lot more to go through. Can't wait to do it. I'm really enjoying this, but time's run out, and we will revisit it sometime soon.
Hey, what's up? We're going to start. Hey, so we're going to do like half talk and half Q&A. So we're not going to have, too much time for questions. Hey, the hotel room has some of the streaming services on it, and it has Crackle, which I think it's on, or Showtime. It's on one of those. It has Bad Lieutenant on there. If I get any time, I might be watching that in the hotel room. Actually, yeah, you know what? Because when I was doing that video, I wanted that last scene when I'm fighting Rob in the city to be like a costume, like have a Rob costume and like actually do it Godzilla style, all practical effects. But that video was so much work. By the time I got to that, there's just no time left to do anything. So I'm like, I'm just gonna do it green screen and that's it.
Finding any free time was a challenge. It was just an hour here, an hour there, slowly from October until February.
I hope that was clear, that it came off that way. Did it look good? Okay. Because I remember, because I don't look at Twitter comments very often. Because I don't have time.
Oh, plans for a feature horror film. Plans, but nothing solid yet. Like I have a bunch of different ideas for them, but I just don't have the time to start on any yet. Any game. There's a lot of them, but like a lot of the ones I really want to play are ones that would take a long time. So we have to like just dedicate some time to some of those. I know Soma is one I want to play, but it may take a long time.
Well, we have a lot of ideas for more board games. I was actually going to start on them this year. Earlier, I was going to start on them in like the spring, and then the movie just kept expanding, taking more time, and eventually it was like, okay, there's no time to do anything else but finish this movie. So,
are you familiar with the cinema snob Brad Jones?
Oh, I am. I met him. Yeah, he's a cool guy.
I want to know: have you ever seen any of the Ninja Turtles porno spoofs that he reviewed?
No, he was telling me about a lot of that stuff he did. I haven't seen any of that yet, only because I don't have much time to, use the internet. Oh, continuing board games. Like, if I was gonna continue it, I'd have to top it. I'd have to make it even better. And every time I made another one, it just got like more and more insane. I'm like, I don't know how to top that. I mean, I know how, but I can't because it would take there's no time for it. We also, so you know, there's a time right here. We have only like a minute left now, so mostly everybody in the line. I think I might be able to get two more real quick. So try to be quick. So sorry about that. Just we're out of time.
Understood.
At that time. Okay, sorry, that's all the time. But thanks. It's been really awesome.
Hello, this is James from Cinemassacre coming to you with a special message. Basically,
I just don't have time.
Do you like reviewing like any of the newer games? I mean,
they're harder, like they're longer to play now. Like I don't know why, but games just seem to get longer as the years go by. They just take a really long time to beat. There's a lot of more like cutscenes nowadays and everything, and like I like playing new games when I get time.
I don't want to hype it too much yet, but I think it's important now that people just know that it's on my mind and that it's planned. But you have to understand that if I continue making online videos at the constant pace at which I've been doing, I'll never have time to work on the movie. I have a horror film that I've been planning for years. I've mentioned it before, but for the time being, it's been postponed indefinitely, meaning I don't know what the fate of it is. It might happen, it might not, and if it does happen, it's probably going to be for a very long time. Not only can filmmaking be expensive, but it's also extremely time consuming. This is kind of a pitch, but just to be clear, I'm not asking for anything. Definitely not money. Money does not buy time. So whenever there was precious time to film, they were always rushed. And that's one of the reasons why these movies didn't come out the way I always hoped, because there wasn't time to do another take. But it never really amounts to anything. I think it also has something to do with Tommy being played by a different actor in each movie, so you never get time to get used to one person.
Well, I was so surprised because it was just, gaming was just a hobby. It was like, if anything, I thought I wasted a lot of time as a youth.
Do you remember a time where you wanted to throw in the towel? You were frustrated at a creative low?
It was, I mean, it almost ended in 2007, like right around the new year. It was like, that was kind of just when I just burned out on it. The Bible Games episode was like, it could have been the last one. It wasn't meant to be, but it could have been.
Yeah.
Because by then I just didn't have time to do it anymore.
No, but seriously.
No time to talk. It's going. It's going.
Why would you like time?
I don't know. I mean, it's like you could say it adds to the challenge, but I don't
It does.
think that's like the type of challenge I want. I don't want it to be like a speed thing. I just don't like that.
Yeah, I don't either.
I'd say instead of making a time limit, maybe just make the game a little bit harder. You know what I mean?
Agreed.
Like, I just don't want it to be like a race.
I think most people would probably agree. Fuck time.
Yeah. I can't use the egg on both because there's not enough time.
The hardest thing about making the videos is just finding time to make them, trying to balance them with my personal life because I have so much other crap going on. It's hard not to be distracted by other things all the time. Like say the video takes 40 hours to make, I might only get 3 hours a day to work on it. So the latest that I have looked up, the latest that I've heard is there is an HD master done, but James Cameron needs the time to approve it and he hasn't had the time yet, which I totally understand. I remember we played a ton of games that I like thought was cool, but never played again after E3 for whatever reason, just because like I kind of just forgot about it or, you know, didn't get the time. It's fresh, it's new, it's hot. If I'm going to say anything about it, I might as well say it now, right? It's only 4 episodes. Each episode is 25 minutes or less, so it's less time than watching an average movie. So I have no excuse. I need to finish it up. I need like one more day of shooting to wrap it up and start editing it, but I haven't had time.
This one's a lot harder to talk about because it's so new. I rarely get a chance to play any newer games for my own leisure, so I haven't had much free time to play this yet.
And I understand people have had more time off, and but those days are filled for me. I mean, I don't know about everybody else. Maybe everybody else has a lot more time on the holidays. Maybe that's more convenient for them. Also, I've been looking at this one is Brian Johnson from AC/DC. His book is a little more funny. Like he makes it into like these little funny stories of things. But I've only read a little bit of it so far. I plan to finish these books when I get some time. They're like, Jim, go, go. I'm driving. They're like, Jim, go, go. Hit the gas, hit the gas. And I always thought about that because there was no time for them to both. There was no time that day for them to both plan it as if it was a joke on me. There's no time.
No distractions. You deserve this time. Right now, it's like outer space. Time has no meaning. That ticking clock on the wall is going to get a bazooka to the face. You're going to kick that grandfather clock down the staircase.
Here, the key never appears. Just never. It never appears. I played this stage for about an hour before I eventually looked up an online walkthrough from someone who probably had more time to spare than me.
If I had the time, I would make a feature film that's 12 hours long, but the actual story happens in the middle and is only about an hour and a half. That's where all the conflict happens, but the beginning and end, it's just casual, like nothing's going on. Imagine what that would be like. Well, earlier this year, the server stopped working. It just wouldn't stay mounted. So for the next few weeks, I was using my backup drives and copying everything onto bigger drives. I could never fully explain how time-consuming and mentally exhausting this was. Anywhere I want to look, there's so much crap to move out of the way, and that's all very time-consuming. And that's nothing unusual. It's very common on a movie set that most of the time is spent setting up shots and very little of the time is spent actually filming. But when I'm short on time and trying to be as quick, as convenient, and efficient as possible, I just stick to the couch shot. I'll set up a different angle when there's a good reason and if it's worth the price of time. In the old days, I'm talking way back, I would sometimes have to spend up to 18 hours a day to get some of these bigger episodes done. That is no longer possible for me. As a natural fact of life, I have less time now than I did when I was in my 20s making these videos. Some people have asked me, why are you so busy? Most of the people who I've heard from are very nice and they mean well, but there's some who are just mystified or just can't fathom, like, why don't you have time anymore? Take a wild guess. What's the biggest thing that's different now? I have kids. I don't think I need to explain that. For anyone who doesn't understand what a big responsibility and time commitment that is, then ask someone who is a parent and they will tell you all about it. But we're now in catch-up mode, not just with videos, but with personal life. Most people, I think, get that, but some don't and underestimate the toll that COVID had. Everyone was affected differently. You have to respect that. Some people had more time, some people had less time. So when you have a project to do, but you don't have enough time, what do? You get help. Anyway, I got to get back to making videos now. It's tough to make a video about not having much time when you don't have much time.
Hello, I'm James, and as of September 2002, I have made 100 movies. And you know what? I wish that I could show you all of them. But I don't really think you have the time.
I think it'd be a frightening amount of time if we added it up how much time we've spent.
Okay, Frozen, the horror movie. You know what's funny is that Frozen, I've been trying to do some kind of review of this movie for years. It came out in 2010, and I remember seeing it and being like, oh, I gotta talk about this movie. This is great. And then eventually, you know, I never had time. Yeah, so when that came out, I'm like, okay, well, mainstream Disney animated movie and horror movie, completely two different things. But I was like, this is so great. I got to do it now, and just not even address the Disney one. And of course, I didn't get a chance to do it in time. It came out at like the worst possible time. I was too busy with everything else.
Wait till you see the next one. As excited I am about the one about Hearts on Fire that we just put out, wait till you see the next one. It is like...
Because I think by Too Many Games we'll have 6 songs to go live with, right? I think that's what it is.
Yeah, I'd probably like 6. So we are going to play live and see what happens.
And
it's
we'll
going to be a
4 music videos out by then.
Too Many Games still like 3 months off from now.
October. It's first weekend in October.
Well, I don't think we're going to have time to put out any more music videos. So a lot of these songs will probably be their live debut. So the prequel, I don't know if we're ever going to have time to do it, because to be honest, to do the prequel the way I want to do it, it would probably take like a whole year. And so that would mean having to put a stop to Nerd. Like, I can't do it all at the same time anymore, because when we did the last season of Board James, that was like, if you just counted the time it took to make those 8 episodes there, that was like 6 months straight of like intense work. It was actually more spread out, but it was like 6 months total probably. Because that same year, I was still doing AVGN. I was like, I did that Jekyll and Hyde movie trailer, and I was killing myself to get the Board James saga finished, you know, the right way. So I don't see how I'd ever have time to do it. That's the short answer. That's sometimes what I watch. Like, like sometimes like before I go to bed, like if I have like a little bit of time to watch something, but it's like not enough time to watch a movie, or if I'm about to fall asleep soon, I'll go on YouTube and just look at like
the Local Bandit YouTube channel.
Well, I don't have time to see every movie this summer.
I have a lot of interesting consoles. This one's from Poland.
From Poland?
I think so.
Somebody sent it to you? From Poland?
Yeah. Let me see what if he... Yeah, from Poland. I've never tried it yet.
Haven't had the time?
Yeah.
Yeah, we are very limited on time. Mike is showing me this really quick. So we are recording some games, and we have like 15 minutes free right now. If I were to keep doing that, like if I was still editing those videos, I think I would learn a lot, because I've tried to learn Spanish too. But like with any language or anything, I usually if you don't have time to stay at it and be consistent, it doesn't really stick.
So anyway, that was cool to see you actually land the plane.
What time is it? What time do we have right now?
We have 9 minutes.
Okay.
Or 8 minutes.
Are you guys ready for the fan Q&A?
Sure.
Yeah.
So from now on, even though in the first other podcast episodes I was pulling these from Reddit and Facebook and YouTube and all sorts of places, now I'm only pulling them from my Twitter, because it's easier. There's way too many places to source from.
Okay.
And I got way too many answers, so I'm just pulling them from my Twitter now.
Wow. That sounds like a lot of time. Yeah, for sure. What time we got?
We got 4 minutes left.
This all pretty much happened after my second child was born. That was really the big turning point, where one child, that it was already hard enough. It was like, okay, well, I don't have the kind of time I used to. Now I have 2. And once I had 2, it's like, wow, now it's just, with one, all your time goes
doesn't
away.
exist.
And then with 2,
it's like all the time that things is now it's like just double that, which is impossible. Just double that.
Forget about it.
I can't imagine. There's people who have 3 kids, who have 4, who have 5.
Oh, yeah.
Who knows? That's crazy. I can't imagine more than 2. I mean,
oh my, yeah. Like we talk about time is of the essence, and it's I mean, your time is just gone. Especially as a creative person like you, dude. You need time, to map stuff out, and when you only have a small window where it's like, okay, Rob loves. I mean, it's a shame because you kind of burn out on it, like his passion for acting and stuff like that. Even just, I mean,
time moves on.
But hopefully we do this again sometime, and we take some more time to do it.
Hello, I'm the director of these no-budget, moneyless, homemade movies you are about to see. They're made around school and stuff with limited time.
Would I live stream more often with him? Oh, yeah. I'd love to. We have a few times, but usually we're too busy just playing the normal things because we got to record. Every time I meet up with him, we got to record the episodes for James and Mike Mondays, and there isn't really any extra time. I love getting the question. I love that you love it as much as I, because Board Games is my favorite series I think I've done. But it was a planned out story arc that completed. So the last one that I did was the grand finale. It all built up to that climax, so it's over. That's the ending. And I like to keep it that way because to me, Board Games is sacred. Where if I were to continue it in some way, I'd want it to top what I did before. And right now, there's no time to do that.
Okay.
I don't really remember how the cat works.
Yeah, it's kind of like you hold Y when you climb.
Okay.
You don't really get much time to figure it out here.
I tend to overcompensate a lot. I guess I have fear of being bored, so I bring DVDs, even though I know I'm probably not going to have time to watch many of them.
This is the beginning of day 3. This road trip's pretty much all about just trying to get there. So it's just been pure adrenaline the whole time. Haven't had a whole lot of time to film stuff. So you destroy the target, the portal appears somewhere, and you have to race and get to it within a very short time limit. And I mean very short. There's a time limit within the stage, too. I'm running around trying to kill this plant thing, but the motherfucker won't stay still. Come on, I'm running out of time! Fuck! On top of trying to stay alive, you have to do it all before the time runs out. Oh, look, I beat him, and the time's still going. Come on, I gotta get to the final boss. Yes, I made it! 2 seconds to spare. Then you get a cutscene. There's no way anybody's gonna bother to read this. Your heart is pounding so fast, and you're ripping your hair out of your head wondering, what the fuck am I gonna have to fight now? I'm at the final boss. What is it? What? The fucking time limit? You think that after the cutscene, the timer would start over. But no! You fight the 3 bosses, then it's the cutscene, then you fight 2 forms of the final boss. So that's basically 5 bosses in total, all on the same life bar and the same time limit. You get unlimited continues, so there's no excuse to shut off the game. You just keep playing and playing and playing. Eventually, you start to get good at it. You can blow through all these bosses, taking as little damage as possible, but then the time always runs out. His only weak spot is the face. The ideal strategy is to climb onto the wall and keep shooting, but your beam doesn't reach. Not without full power-ups. You can try jumping off and shooting, but that takes too long. You don't have time. When you're plowing through the stage, you gotta stop and get all the power-ups, but that wastes time too. I'd say the trip was boring and exciting at the same time. It was boring because we didn't have a lot of leisure time, so we didn't get to stop and visit any places really.